Hi Chess One, welcome back to another chess video. Today we're going to learn about checkmate. If you haven't watched the video on check, make sure to watch that video first, then watch this one. All right, well here we go. We're going to learn about checkmate. You've learned about how all the pieces move, but what are you trying to do in the chess game? Yes, you're trying to checkmate your opponent's king. A checkmate is when your opponent's king is in check and the king can't get out of check. All right, so we learned about check in the last video. Today we're going to learn about checkmate. First, a little review on check, just to see if you remember. All right, white to move here. I'm going to move the rook to this square. Is the king in check? Yes. And if the king is in check, what must the king do? Yes, get out of check. Does that get out of check? Yes, it does. How about if I moved, oh, it won't even let me. If we move to this square, is that getting out of check? No, because the rook is still checking the king. All right, let's see here. How about, can we check on another square? Ooh, yes. Look at that. The king's in check. All right. The king's in check. What must the king do? Yes, get out of check. There we go. Now the king is out of check. All right, let's try one more. One more review. Remember what this piece is called? A bishop. Do you remember which direction the bishop moves? Yes, diagonally only, like an X. Okay, the black king's on the square, the bishop's on the square. Where can you move the bishop that will check the black king? Can you find it? There might even be more than one square. Let's see. Did you find this square? Is that check? Let's check. Yes, the black king's in check. And if the black king's in check, what must the black king do? Yes, get out of check. Okay, and is there another square the bishop can check on? Did you find this square? Yes, the king is also in check on that square from the bishop. And once again, if the king's in check, what must the king do? The king has to get out of check. All right, so now that we've reviewed check and getting out of check, we're gonna take a look at what checkmate is. All right. Okay, so here we have a queen and we have a king here. White has a move that can checkmate the black king. And remember, checkmate is the king is in check and the king can't get out of check. So if I move the queen right here, you notice that the king doesn't have any escape squares. It can't get out of check because all of these squares, the queen guards. So the king can't go to these squares. And can the king capture the queen? No, because the white king is protecting its queen. So the king cannot capture the queen because it's protected. It's protected by the white king. So the black king's in check and the black king can't get out of check. And that is called checkmate. And that's what you're trying to do in a chess game. You're trying to checkmate your opponent's king by putting it into check and the king can't get out of check. All right, let's try another position here. Here we have a white queen and a knight this time. And we're going to checkmate the black king, and we can do it in one move. We need to put the queen on a square, though, where the knight is going to protect it. Okay, the knight can't move anywhere that will check the king because that's not a check. That's not a check. That's not a check. So the white knight is not going to check the king. The white queen is going to check, but the white queen must move to a square that the white knight is going to protect it on. Okay, so let's put circles on the squares that the knight is attacking. That one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Look at all those squares. It looks like, what shape is that? It looks like a circle. The knight can land on all those squares. But what is the one square that the queen can use to checkmate the black king? Out of all those circles, which square would be a checkmate for the white queen? Can you find it? Yeah, right here on this square. You see that? The knight protects. Let's count. 1, 2, 3. The knight protects the queen on that square. And the queen is checking the king. And it also takes away this escape square, this escape square. So the black king has nowhere to go. It's in check. And it can't get out of check. That is a checkmate. And again, the black king cannot capture the queen because it's protected by the white knight. So that is a checkmate. Let's go on to the next position here. Okay, here we have a black queen and a black bishop. All right, we notice that the white king is on a light square, so the bishop can't move anywhere that's going to check the white king. So again, the queen is going to do the checkmate, but it needs help. It needs to be protected by this bishop. So these are the squares that the bishop is attacking. Look at all those squares on those diagonals. Which is the one square, though, that can help the black queen checkmate the white king? Is it here? Does that checkmate the white king? No, because the white king can escape to that square. How about, does that checkmate the white king? No, the white king has one escape square. It can go right here. Let's see here. Oh, also, just to go back really quick, the white king can also capture the queen on that square because the black queen is not protected. So if the black queen goes here, the white king, it can move there, but it can also just capture the queen because the queen is not protected. We need to find a square for this queen that can check the king and be protected by the bishop. Do you see the square? Yes, this one right here. Look at that. Now the king cannot capture the queen because it's protected by the bishop. And the white king can't move here, it can't move here, it can't move here, it can't move there because the black queen covers all those squares. So the white king's in check. The white king cannot get out of check. That is a checkmate. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Here we have a white queen and a white pawn. And the pawn is going to help the queen in this checkmate position. Remember, the white pawns are going up. Okay, so this pawn is protecting this square and this square. Where can the queen go that can checkmate the black king and be protected by this white pawn? Well, look at the arrows. We know there's only two squares that this pawn can protect the queen on. And the queen can't go all the way over here, but the queen can go right here. And look at that. The black king's in check. Can the black king get out of check? Can it capture the queen? No, because it's protected by this pawn. Can the king move here or here or here or here? No, because the white queen covers all of those squares. So the black king is in check. The black king can't get out of check, and that is a checkmate. Let's do one more. Well, this time the rook is going to be the helper. The rook is going to help the queen by protecting it to deliver the black king checkmate. All right, so this rook, you remember how the rook moves? Up and down, side to side. All right, which square can the queen go to check the king where it's also protected by its rook? Did you see the square right here? That one is good. How about, did you see this square? Is this one good? Is that a checkmate? It's check, but is it checkmate? Can the king get out of check in this position? And it can. It can go right there to that square. So that's not checkmate. How about here? Is that checkmate? The king can't go here or here, but what can the king do? Yeah, the king can just capture the queen because the queen is not protected. we need to put this queen on a square that's going to be protected by the rook. And it's that square right there. Look at that. Can the king capture the queen now? No, because the rook protects the queen. And the king can't go here or here because the white queen guards those squares. So the black king's in check. The black king cannot get out of check. And that is a checkmate. All right. Are you guys ready for the quiz? Okay, we have 4 quiz questions. All right. Quiz number 1. It is black to move. There is a checkmate in 1. The black king is going to help the queen. Which square can the black queen go to that will deliver the white king a checkmate? If you need to pause the video now, and I want you to think about where can you put this black queen that's going to checkmate the white king. And remember, you need to put that queen on a square that's going to be protected by the king, so the white king can't capture the queen. Okay, pause the video and try to think about what the answer is. And then when you're ready, push play. Okay, let's see if you guys found queen to G or to B2 on that square. Did you find that one? That is a checkmate. Can the king capture the queen? No, because it's protected by the king. And the queen covers all of these escape squares, so the white king can't go to these squares either. So that is a check. And the white king can't get out of check, so that is checkmate. Just out of curiosity, would that be a checkmate if the queen went to that square? You're right. The answer is no, because the white king has one escape square. It can escape the check, so that would not be a checkmate. But here is a checkmate, because now the queen covers that square, this square, this square, and this square, and its own king protects it, so the white king cannot capture it. That is a checkmate. All right, we have quiz number 2. White to move checkmate in 1, and we have a queen and a knight here, and the knight is going to help protect the queen. So I want you to look at the squares that this knight is attacking that can help protect the queen to deliver checkmate. All right, I want you to pause the video and think about where must the queen go to. There's only one square the white queen can go to that will give white checkmate. So go ahead and pause the video and think about what the answer is. And when you're ready, when you think you found the answer, push play. All right, go ahead and push pause now. Okay, did you guys find queen to this square? If you did, you are correct. That is a checkmate. The black king cannot capture the queen because the knight protects it. You see, the knight goes 1, 2, 3. So the knight protects the queen, and the black king can't go to any of these squares because the white king attacks all of those squares. So the black king's in check. The black king can't get out of check. So that is checkmate, and the game is over. All right, two more quiz questions. All right, here we have a queen and a bishop. These two pieces are going to work together to deliver a checkmate on the black king. All right, now think about which square can the white queen go to that will help protect the queen get a checkmate against the black king. Okay, so I want you to pause the video and think about what square must the white queen go to deliver checkmate to the black king. So go ahead and push pause and think about your answer, and then when you think you found it, push play. Okay, so did you guys find queen to this square right here? If you did, you are right. That is checkmate. Can the black king capture the queen? No, because the white bishop protects the queen. So the black king cannot capture the queen, and it can't move here, 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 or here, because the white queen covers all of those squares. So the black king's in check. The black king cannot get out of check. That is checkmate, and the game is over. White would win this position. All right, the very last quiz question. Okay, it is black to move, and black has a checkmate in one move. And remember, the black pawns, they are moving down. So this black pawn is attacking this square and this square. All right, so I want you to think about what the answer is. So go ahead and pause the video. Think about where the checkmate square is for the black queen. And then when you found the answer, push play on the video. Okay, go ahead and pause the video now. All right. Did you find queen to this square? Yes, if you did, you are correct. Can the white king capture the black queen? No, because its pawn, the black pawn protects the black queen. Remember, the black pawn's moving down, so it attacks on this diagonal, and the black pawn is protecting the queen. So the white king cannot capture the queen, and the white king cannot move to any of these squares because the black queen covers all of those squares. The white king's in check. The white king cannot get out of check. So that is checkmate. All right, students. Well, I hope you learned a little about checkmate today, and I will see you guys soon. All right, chess one. Bye-bye.